Hi, my name is Vanessa Alvarez. We're live on the show floor at Cloud Expo in New York City. This is day 3, and joining me today is Henderson from IDenticard. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about what IDenticard does.
IDenticard is a manufacturer of physical access control systems. We've been developing physical access control for over 35 years, and just recently we released a new product called Rack Armor, which is designed specifically for the data center market and protecting server racks.
So interesting, because in cloud computing and in most organizations who are going down the path of cloud only really think about the virtual security, right, and being breached externally. But the reality is that you still need the physical aspect and the physical security around data centers, correct?
That's correct. Over 50% of data breaches come from internal threats, whether it's malicious or unintentional, and only 7% of threats come from the outside. So protecting the data physically is extremely important, which is why Rack Armor is an important product.
So tell us a little bit about how what Rack Armor does and how do your customers use it and what are you enabling?
Sure. So Rack Armor is designed we provide an electronic physical access control locking hardware that retrofits to existing cabinets. In most cases, it requires a standard 25 by 150 millimeter door knockout, and this basically just drops right in there. We require power over Ethernet and Ethernet communication back to a server, and then from the software side, you can program access rates down to an individual door, and you have the ability to remotely unlock or lock. You have the ability to require two-person authentication at the rack. So if it's a high security rack, you can require 2 people to be there that are authorized to get in. And then from an auditing standpoint, you have the ability to see who was in your rack, when they were in the rack, and how long they were in the rack. So if you're getting billed for somebody coming out and doing work in one of your racks, today you don't have an easy way to know how long they were actually in that rack. With this product, you schedule a report, you have it emailed to you automatically, and it tells you, hey, Joe was out there and he opened the rack at this time, he closed the rack at this time, and he was in there for an hour and a half. Well, why'd he bill me for 3 hours? So you have some ability from an auditing standpoint for that. And just auditing in general with different regulations like PCI, HIPAA. They come in and they audit all the time, and it's a pretty laborious process in most cases. All the historical data is right there in a history report, and tied in with video integration, you even have the ability to bring up video logs. So once the system is installed, a mechanical key override should be an exception. If somebody uses a key, you want to know about it. So the system will recognize that somebody used the key. They'll tell you somebody used the key. You can have an email sent to notify an individual. You can have video automatically brought up on your security screen. You can have that video actually stored, so when you do get an audit and they see that a key was used, well, I can't tell you who used the key. I can show you a video clip of who used the key. So it's pretty neat.
That's great, and you touched upon a very critical area for cloud today, and for most enterprises who are concerned with auditing and regulatory and compliance. And having something like this really allows them to be compliant, because now you know who's touching your data, so on and so forth. So enterprises, probably a big part of your business. I'm sure cloud service providers, hosting service providers, managed service providers, also a big part of your business. Talk a little bit about how they are approaching this as, security as a service, or, being able to deliver value-added services to their customers.
Right. Once the customer understands, what the risk is to them in not having their data protected from those internal threats, the average data breach costs over $5.4 million, which is a lot of money. So, putting an electronic lock on the door, it's a small drop in the bucket when you look at the big scheme of things, and it really allows them peace of mind. It's really what it comes down to. I need peace of mind that my data is secure. So that's why they're looking at this, and that's why they're our customers are interested in this product.
Fantastic. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how to reach IDenticard and where to go, and if they want to talk to somebody on the show floor?
Sure. So we are on the show floor here. Our booth is 318, and I hope that's what it is. 318, or you can go to IDenticard.com/rackarmor, and that we have a whole landing page there that has all kinds of information. We have a 90-second video on the product, so you can see exactly how it works. Or come by the booth, and I'd be happy to do a demo for you.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon as well. We're live on the show floor. Great. Thanks.
Thanks.
It's nice to meet you.